here with more is the Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Madam Attorney General, great to have you.
Thanks, Sean.
I know that you have done this for a long time as the AG of Florida, now the AG of the United States. You knew Charlie Kirk. You were friendly with Charlie Kirk. I'm sure you never imagined you would be investigating and then likely prosecuting the person responsible for this political assassination. That's got to be hard.
I think it's hard on all of us, on so many Americans. And Sean, you go into prosecutor mode, you go into law enforcement mode, and you just start doing your job. But then you get home at night and you look up on the TV and you see Charlie's face and know that he was assassinated. It's truly hard to believe that this happened and that there could be such hate and evil in our country to a young father, a young husband who lost. You know, he lost everything. His family's lost everything. Two beautiful young kids who will not have a father. And I think when people do this, I guess they do know the extreme hate that they must have for him and for his family to commit such an act. But justice will be served.
But obviously the DOJ, coordination with the FBI and your office is acute right now. And what about the report about this roommate? What about the report that this suspect is not cooperating? I know it's hard for you to talk about investigations. Any details that you can give us?
Yeah, I can't talk about details at all. What I can talk about that's public is that the FBI worked long and hard from day one, got this case solved. It was great police work. They worked hand in hand with the local agencies, and then they gave the gun to ATF. ATF got the DNA off the firearm, and the DNA matched the defendant in this case. That's all public. Everyone worked so hard. This was solved so fast thanks to the work of Kash Patel, the FBI, and all of our local partners working together. And the state government is prosecuting it now. They will indict most likely tomorrow or this week. They will indict him for first-degree murder. And it's too soon right now legally to say, but I think the governor has said that they want to seek the death penalty, which is very real in Utah. And they still have the firing squad in Utah. And then we, as federal prosecutors, will look to see if we have federal charges as well. And of course, if we do, we will also indict and work hand in hand with the state to ensure that this horrible human being faces the maximum extent of the law.
Is there anything you can tell us about the would-be assassin's transgender roommate, not charged, whose name has not been released, according to accounts, was in a romantic relationship, transitioning? Anything that we know? Is that cooperation ongoing?
Yeah, as a prosecutor, I can't talk about motives or witnesses or cooperating witnesses or people who are talking at all, but I can tell you that there is a strong case against the defendant who is charged, and as Deputy Director Bongino said, it's ongoing as well.
I know, look, I make my living with the First Amendment, Madam Attorney General. You passionately believe in and support the First Amendment. There are certain things you cannot do. You cannot cry fire or scream fire in a crowded theater. You cannot make terroristic threats against individuals. I believe that law was broken with doxing of Supreme Court justices and people that work ICE agents, for example. I think we are right there on that line, and I think some of those people have crossed it and probably should be prosecuted. But you also are watching and reading and hearing, you know, this never-ending, you know, celebration of the left. We saw it with the United Healthcare CEO and the praise of Luigi Mangione, and you're seeing it in this case. It is evil, it is dark, it is sick, it is incomprehensible. Are there any, where does it become a legal issue from your vantage point as Attorney General?
Well, sure, we all believe in the First Amendment, and these people speak horrible things. I think yesterday or today, Sean, a school board member right here in Virginia had to resign because she said horrible things about Charlie Kirk and that he deserved to die. That's horrific. It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. Businesses cannot discriminate. If you want to go in and print posters with Charlie's pictures on them for a vigil, you have to let them do that. We can prosecute you for that. I have Harmeet Dillon right now in our civil rights unit looking at that immediately, that Office Depot had done that. We're looking at that. But Sean, you know, they thought they could silence Charlie. All of this chatter, all of this hate, they couldn't silence Charlie. What they've done is they have created an army of people. I think millions of young people are coming out of the woodwork now. And I think we're going to see a lot of young women as well being very vocal in their conservative values. And Charlie was deeply, deeply religious. We all knew that. And he wore his faith on his sleeve. And I think you're going to be seeing a lot more young people not be afraid to show their religion and to come out publicly. And I think Erica Kirk has done a great job encouraging young people to do just that in Charlie's memory. They thought they silenced him, and it was the opposite.
I totally agree. I think this movement will be bigger than anyone ever imagined. I only got about 30 seconds left. Any update on the narco-terror boat? This is the second boat now bringing drugs into our country that has been stopped. And I understand the Guard, like D.C., is going into Memphis, Tennessee. Any updates on those two?
Yeah. Well, if you're a narco-terrorist and you are bringing drugs into our country, you're a military threat to our country. You're a narco-terrorist. Maduro, Venezuela, what they're doing, they're trying to kill our kids. They're trying to bring drugs into our country. It's not going to happen. We're going to come after you. And if I were a drug boat, I would not get in the waters anymore, because I think Pete Hegseth and the Department of War with President Trump have made it very clear what's going to happen to you. If you try to bring drugs into our country, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. No longer in the United States of America. Memphis, we're thrilled to go into Memphis next week. The president signed the executive order today. We're working hand in hand with our U.S. senators, with the governor there. And we're just so excited about making Memphis safe again, just like we've done in D.C., Sean. Over 2,000 arrests, 200 guns off the streets. It's a safe place now here in D.C. You need to come visit us sometime, because it's safe here. And Memphis is going to be safe, too, thanks to Donald Trump.
I do go to D.C. New York might be a stretch, but Pam Bondi, thank you. We appreciate the update. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.